Okay, so welcome to the thinking section, guys. So I've got a little story to tell you. This is a little example of um, our situation for Shrutika. Okay, Shrutika, she does a beautiful newspaper route, and she starts at her home over here where Amma and Appa are, and she actually the way that she does her route is she walks. She goes up her street, and that is a distance of 120 meters. And then at the top of her street, she turns left and she walks another 100 meters and delivers all along this route and all along this route until reaching the last house. Once she gets to the last house, she's got a walkie-talkie that will signal back to her home. Now, the walkie-talkie in question, it only has a range of 150 meters range. So from here to here, it will only call Amma and Appa if it's 150 meters or less. So we need to see if that is possible. Does the walkie-talkie have the range that she needs to call? So let's figure this out. Well, we're going to use the same formula, and I hope what you're seeing here is again, once you know the formula, just like most of the things, and you know and you understand the algebra, where we always have to try to isolate variables, and you understand when we're isolating a variable that is squared, we use the square root, you're going to be on the right track. So let's figure this out. So a squared plus b squared equals c squared. I'm going to use a different color for this. So let's put in our legs. So our first leg is 120 squared plus 100 squared, right? Our two legs, and our hypotenuse is this distance that we're hoping the radio goes, equals c squared. The next line, 120 squared. 120 times 120 is 14,400, and 100 squared is 10,000, equals c squared. Okay, we're going to skip a little bit. We're going to add those two up. We have 24,400 equals c squared. At this point, we've got to c equals 24,400, the square root of it, sorry. And now we will square root that, and we get this number, 156.2 meters. What does that tell us? What does that tell us right now? That's right, Shrutika is going to be stranded because Amma and Appa, the walkie, it doesn't have the range. So we know that we looked at this kind of thinking question and we had to figure out, we were given parameters, 150 meters range, we were given parameters. We had to kind of think this through, right? I said it goes up 120 meters and then left 100 meters. In a word question, you would have to kind of draw this out, but for today, we're going to solve it as I'm going to draw it out for you, and you're given parameters, and then you'd have to see what your answer is. When you look at your answer and you look at the parameters, you have to kind of identify, well, you know what? They don't mix. Okay, so we're going to try one more, and this one's going to be a thinking question that you're going to try on your own. So you guys know that part of Joe's genius hour is juggling. Well, he's not only a great juggler, he's also a great photographer, and he took this beautiful photo and he put it in a frame. But the issue with the frame was it didn't have the backing on it. He wanted to put a little brace on it, right? So it would sit up in his parents' room and they'd be so proud of him. He wants to build a brace for it. So I'm going to tell you that the horizontal part of the brace he wants to do is 5 centimeters. And the vertical part of the brace, again, we're going to try to change it up, is 10 centimeters. So he wants to know how long this brace is going to be. Okay? So how long will the brace be? Take a couple minutes, go solve it on your own, draw it out if you need to kind of see how long this brace that he's building right here, should be in different colors, sorry, how long this brace that he wants to build for the, ooh, nice colors, for the picture frame has to be, okay? So go solve that. Okay, so you're back. Hopefully you were able to come up with a correct solution. So let's take a look here. We know that the horizontal, so what he's creating is this picture frame's base and brace that's going to kind of hook on. So we know that it's a squared plus b squared equals c squared. And we're going to say 5 squared plus 10 squared equals c squared. 5 squared is 25 plus 100, right? 10 squared is 100 equals c squared. C equals the square root of 125. And again, I would like you to tell me what C is on the Google Classroom, okay? So on the Google Classroom, you can give me those two answers. Show me that you've watched through the entire videos and figured out the answers for yourself. So that's the end of this lesson. Tomorrow we're going to actually go a little bit deeper into discovering about the Pythagorean relationship. We're going to look at what happens when we don't know a leg, but we are given the hypotenuse. So we're going to do a little bit of that on Wednesday, sorry. That will be our next lesson. However, there is work that I'd like you to do. That it will be posted onto the Google Classroom. As well, there is an exit card in the form of a Google form that I'd like you to work on, okay? Thank you guys. I miss you so much. We will see you soon.